Hello and welcome into the Piles of Paragraphs creative space. I'm Lori and today I am going to, providing I don't have some sort of a craft lunch here behind me, I am going to work on the Roxy Creations challenge number 47. And Rachel was calling these floating pockets. Sort of pocket you can clip onto a page. This one, a little double pocket, and it's got a bit of writing space on the back. So that's one that I have done. So let's see. These I've kind of started. So let's start with this one. I'm not going to fold the edges over on this one because my paper's pretty good. By pretty good, I mean it's a bit heavier paper. So I will glue this edge down. I hope everyone's doing well and has had a chance to do something creative. I am still in the midst of the great creative space clear out and reorganization. My goodness, this is taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Now, where did I put my bone folder? I had it. Well, darn. I will use this then. Gosh, if anybody can see the bone folder, let me know. Okay, scoop it up and put it in here. Wow. Seriously, I just had it moments ago. Okay. So I'm do first. I'm gonna measure this and see where about the middle is, so I can put a little thumb notch in there. So it's like 6 1/4, so like 3 1/8, so about right there. Let's get this. I walked past a mirror a few minutes ago and realized that I had one of those little thumb notches stuck to my shirt. Oh goodness. Okay, so just a little. Okay, alrighty. A little art glitter glue along each edge here. Fold this over. That's so strange. What sort of creative hiding I have done with that bone folder. Weird. So here's the base for one pocket done. And on this side there is quite a bit of writing space. So that'll be good. So this one is not going to need a lot of decoration because it's so pretty. But maybe a little label along the bottom here. Let's see. Some little tiny labels. Goes along with the red flowers. So let's put that one down there. Yeah, sorry, I'm still looking for the bone folder. That's so strange. Of course, the place where I usually put it when I'm working has moved because everything's still quite a mess. I managed to, well, let's just say when my husband pulled up coming home from the airport, I was still putting things or getting things out of his way. Not really putting things away, but it was like, oh goodness. And then I still had a bunch of stuff over on his desk area. And so Sunday, I thought, okay, he's going to work in the office tomorrow. I'm just going to pick everything up and, as you do, talk, or as I do. Maybe you don't do that, and if you don't, I'm so excited for you that if you don't just toss stuff around. I was just piling stuff around. And then we had a very strange day yesterday. My husband usually works at home, so, but our cable and internet had gone out the night before, and So they kept saying, oh, it's going to be, it's going to be ready 2:30 in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, well, no, 8:30 came and went, and they said 12:30. So my husband went off to his work office because he had meetings that he couldn't attend if he couldn't get on the internet here. So here's this one. I think that's all I'm going to do with this one at this point. Maybe I'll come back and put a tab on the top of it and decorate that, but we'll save that for if we have time later. Here's another one. This one's a little bit more the style that Rachel did, but for some reason, everything I kept doing, my writing space ended up on the front. Although there is some space back here you can write, but this one needs more decorating. So anyway, so all of that work throwing stuff around was for naught because he ended up not working in his office yesterday. So I was mildly annoyed by that, but also just extremely tired from all of the work that I had done last week. And then on Sunday, I'm debating whether or not I want to make that another little pocket. And I think I do. So I'm just going to put some glue around the edge of that. Our wonderful neighbors next door, the ones with the two darling little boys, they're starting a group. And I may have mentioned this before. I don't know if I did. Called the like Navigator Scouts. And so they're trying to get their chapter established here. And so I should have. Oh, can I do that without pulling it off? Let us see. Let us see. Is this one? This one's a little bit flatter, I think. So they were doing a yard sale to help get the money for their space that they want to hold the meetings in, and get going with their badges and that kind of stuff. Well, that's not even, but that's where it's going to have to stay because part of the glue already really took hold. Ooh, that looks terrible. I'll put something else on here to distract from the fact that that's not even. So we went over Saturday morning and, visited with everybody and got to see the boys, and which is always great fun. They are 6 and 2, and they're so cute. So then we had plans for the day. We were going to, I wanted to go over to the Art Resource Center because I had stuff I wanted to drop off that had been, part of the great clear out, clean out, reorganize of the creative space. So I took stuff by the Arc. But anyway, as we were driving by, I looked over and there was a steamer trunk. Like, one of those ones that they brought on the ships with them when people came from wherever they came from. And I was like, oh my goodness, good thing that wasn't there when I went over, because I absolutely would have wanted to buy that. And of course, I have no room in the house to put it, or in the garage or anywhere else. So we went off. It's good to see everybody at the Arc. It was all great, wonderful. We went to the Heard Museum, and they are having a fabulous photography exhibit, a Canadian photographer, which was great. But they were having a collage session in conjunction with that, so we got to do the collage drop-in sessions. That was really fun. I very rarely ever get to sit with my husband and make stuff, because we just don't. He doesn't do a lot of that. I think he likes it because he certainly seemed to enjoy his time at the Herd, so that was fun. So, of course, by the time we got back, everything was all cleaned up for the day, and everybody was resting up because it was a 2-day sale. So the next morning, my husband and I walk early, and we didn't make it quite as early as we normally do, and Parker's grandma the family next door's grandma, Mary, and she was pulling up to bring more stuff and get ready to set up the tables and open up again. And I said, "Oh, Mary, that steamer trunk, I hope it's sold." And she said, "Oh, no, I think it's in the garage." I was like, "Oh, dear." So on our walk, which is, we walked about 2.5 miles, a little more than 2.5 miles. Every loop that we did, I talked myself into and out of that steamer trunk. And so when we got home, the steamer trunk was still sitting there. And I went over, came in the house, and I got the measuring tape, because at that point I had talked myself into it. And I was like, well, where can I put this? So I went over and measured, and my husband didn't ever walk over and join me. So I came back home and said, "Well, why didn't you come join me?" He says, "Well, I thought you went with a sold sign when you took the the measuring tape." So there we go. A little decoration on that one. A little tiny pocket here. Bigger pocket here. Writing space on the back. Oh, let's round the corners. So anyway, we went over, and the families are setting up, and just one of the dads had been teasing me when I was over there, because I'm like, "This is really heavy, right?" Once again, trying to talk myself out of it. He's like, "Oh, no, I don't think it's too bad." And I said, "All right, try and talk myself out of it, not into it." He goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm absolutely certain that you could just pick that up over your head and just carry it right home." He was teasing me. So when I came back with John, he was laughing. So we bought the steamer trunk. Well, in so doing, we also were talking to them about a freezer that we had in our garage that we've been going to get rid of. It works, but I can't be trusted to use it because I can't remember to shut the door. So they said, "Well, Matt," our neighbor said, "if you want to bring it over, we'll bring it over. We'll give you the money." I'm like, "I don't need the money, Matt. If you'll let me put this out in your sale, absolutely put the money towards your goal to get the group set up." So my husband and I came back over and got that unearthed from the back of the garage and out. And then I was like, "Oh gosh, if it doesn't sell, what are we gonna do?" And so I'm worrying. Here's another one that I did, and I've already folded the edges because I don't know why, but I could not get this pocket straight in my brain. So it's here's the page. I folded this over so that you can have something pretty behind this tab. Just a very little bit of a fold over on this side, and then there's your pocket. And this one doesn't have a lot of writing space on it, a little bit of, so I will probably clip some paper to it. So anyway, we also had a ceiling fan in the garage that I had been going to put in our dining room several years ago, and it never got in there, and is not going to get in there at this point. So I carried that over, and we took the freezer over and came in, took our showers, visited with my cousins in the UK as we do every week, and I kind of peered out and I could see people milling around, and I was like, "Oh gosh, I hope that darn freezer goes so that we don't have to put it back in the garage." But I had also worked out a deal with the neighbor that in the event that I needed a little bit more time to make room for the steamer trunk, they would put it back in their garage, because as it turns out, it was our neighbor's great aunt's, and she brought it over from she said she thought Ireland, and I don't know what year, but a while ago. So it's been in her family for all these years. But so we got ready to go to the grocery store, and I went out, and my husband was out talking to everybody, and I looked, and there was no freezer. And I said, "Really? Did it sell?" He's like, "Yep, it went." And our neighbor said, "Yeah, guy came with a work truck," and he said, "Really, I think he would have been the only one to buy it, because the only one with that much space." Loaded it up and took it away. Oh, I was just so happy. I cannot adequately express the relief I felt that the freezer was gone to good benefit, and because we kept saying, oh, we'll do a bulk pickup, but I hated to put it in the landfill because it worked. I mean, it was an old freezer, and so, you know, it didn't have the nifty defrosting capabilities and stuff like that, but it worked. I just couldn't be trusted. I just couldn't be trusted with it. So anyway, so I'm glad it didn't go in a landfill. And so, long story, super, super long. The steamer trunk is now in my garage, waiting for me to clear its space so it can come in the house. But I mean, I have never seen one this nice for sale anywhere. It has all the drawers in it. I thought it was missing the piece of metal that goes down the front of the drawers that holds the bottom, holds all the drawers in. But my husband said, oh, no, it's there. I just slipped it in the back, where it still has a little ironing board. I think that's what it is. Oh, it's so cool. Anyway, that was my additional big adventure. But then I had to completely, you know, redo the garage so that, you know, it would have its space in there and we could put my car back in there. Because that has been my one rule, hoarder house or not, the cars always have to be in the garage. There has to be enough room in the 2-car garage for 2 cars. So we spent a good chunk of Sunday afternoon doing that, and I was exhausted. I'm telling you, this creative space clean out has worn me out. So I was not as creative and active yesterday as I should have been. So, oh goodness. All right, so I just love this. This is ChapterOne papers, I think. It was some of the stuff that I uncovered during the great clean out of last week. So much good did come out of it. I took boxes and boxes of, I think 4 boxes of like 8.5 by 11 card stock that I used to use to make greeting cards with over to the Ark. This is so pretty, and this would be a good space to write. I don't know what else I want to add to it. Do I want to add a label? Do I not want to add a label? You know, I think I'm just going to leave it like it is for now. I will put let's see, what kind of a topper can I put on this? What have I got over here in the scraps? What would be pretty up there? Oh, that would be pretty up there. Okay. Let's see, how do I want to do this here? Let's do the paper cutter. So, and of course, this week is just crazy busy because we've got Thanksgiving. And instead of being home for Thanksgiving like we have been for a long, long time since my mom stopped hosting Thanksgiving years ago, I'm going to my niece's house so I get to spend Thanksgiving with my sister. I'm very excited about that. As I have not seen her for a while because it's been so hot. She doesn't live very far from me. I mean, like an hour and a half. But it's a freeway to get to her house. But it goes through the desert, and I'm always afraid when it gets so hot that I might get stuck out in the desert. So once it gets hot, and as you know, because you've been hearing me complain, once it gets hot, I don't go to see her. So I just haven't been down there as often as I would like. So I'm gonna go ahead and round these little bottom corners on this too. But I think I have finally decided what I'm going to make. My niece said, just bring your favorite side dish. Well, that's hard to choose because since I've been doing my own thing for Thanksgiving for a long time now. You know, I make what I like. My husband makes this wonderful sweet potato dish that is not sweet, because for as much as I like sweets, and I do, I don't like sweet potatoes more sweet than they are naturally. So he has a recipe that uses chili powders. It has a wonderful flavor. Matter of fact, it was one of my dad's favorite dishes that John makes. So I think we're taking that one, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and make my cornbread dressing too, because I just love that. But we'll see. We'll see if I have time to get the cornbread baked. Okay, so what have we got? I'm talking your ears off here today. Okay, so we have this big tall one. We have that little one. We have this one. I did want to put a tab on this one. Did I have cut some whale tails earlier? Where did I put them? Here's one. I don't know. Let's see. Do I like that green with this? That's okay. Not matchy-matchy, but it's okay. All right, let's get the glue on this one. So I gotta get that stuff done. And tomorrow, of course, is my day to go to the Ark, and I have a haircut tomorrow too. So I'm feeling a bit overcommitted, I have to say. I've gotten too used to things being quieter. But once it gets cool in Arizona, man, all the events start happening, and because everybody comes out. We all come out of our houses, joyful that we can be outside again and not roasting in the heat. Let's see, what do I want to put on the top of that one? Here's it up. Let me cut this out quick. Oh, do I have one that's already cut out? Since I'm thinking label as a tab, let's see, there's got to be something in here. My little bowl of bits. Well, that one I think is not quite right. That one. Wheel. Those all seem too narrow. This little square one might work. Oh, what are these? Those are cardstocky, so they're too heavy. Oh wait, what about this one? This will work because it's heavier paper, but not so heavy that it's a problem. Okay, it has lines on it, so let's see, can I cut it straight? Or straight-ish, you know, as we always say. With the royal we again, as I always say. Okay, and I'm gonna round the corners on this one too. Okay. Oh yeah, that's good. Because it won't cover up much. Now Rachel also put additional pockets on hers like I did on this one. Oh my. Those little corners aren't going to be everywhere. But most of these are, the paper's so pretty, I don't wanna add more to them, so I'll probably just paper clip additional stuff to these when they take on their floating role in the journals, if that's where they go. They may also go in Happy Mail, because this is except for that really tall one, this is a pretty good size for my Happy Mails. I like that blue on there. Green, blue, yeah. That's pretty. So, okay, this one. We got that one. I don't think I'll put a tab on that one. This one's plain. Yeah, let's see. Do I have anything? Oh, just another tab, I think. Oh, watching me do tab after tab after tab is not too exciting, so I will probably wait now and do that tab. Oh, wait, I've got a sticker, a little flower sticker here. Like that on there. Yes. Let me add this, but let me cut it out first. And then I promise I will let you go. So, if you've stayed with me this far, thank you so very much. If you like the video, please like, subscribe if you haven't. Comment if you would, please. Though I'm still not getting very many comments, but for those of you that are commenting, thank you very much. Makes my day when I have a comment. I know everybody's busy this time of year, so, you know, even if you just comment with a heart, I'm glad. Because at least I know somebody really is out there watching, and it's not just some strange thing that the YouTube algorithm is putting on there, and there's really nobody watching at all. So there's that one. Put something there. Okay, so we've made the big one, this little tiny one, this one. I really like that size. I think I'm going to make some more of that size. This one and this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. That's pretty good for me. And I've kept you guys here forever. So please go over to Rachel's channel, Roxy Creations, and watch what she did. And thank you for joining me today. And I hope you'll join me again in the future. And bye-bye for now.